Las Vegas was the first top 10 for Martin Truex Jr. in the 2023 playoffs, but a move in the middle of the race may have cost him a shot at a top 5. We'll talk about it next on NASCAR America Motormouths. Hi, everyone. Marty Snider, Jeff Burton, Steve Letarte joining you here. Martin Truex Jr. winds up with a top 10, but the move in the middle of the race by James Small has Truex fans very upset. He left his driver on the track, the only one on the track at the time. And the thing every fan wants to know is, why did James Small make that call?
Well, he made that call because he was scared to death that if they lost track position, that they could never recover. So he was on the aggressive side. It's easy to pick on the call now. I'll say that I didn't love the call when it happened, but it's not the most egregious thing I've ever seen. I've actually done worse myself. The call was made for this. If I stay out from fourth with 10 laps on my tires, we should get 4 or 5 or 6 cars to stay out with us. Then you put a couple 2 tires behind us, we can get off in clean air and keep our track position. Jeff, same call, other cars stay out with them, different results. That's the problem with pit strategy. Now, look, did I like the call? No. Does James Small know it was a mistake? Yes, they'll have to move forward. This would be no big deal if they had 1, 2, or 3 races in the playoffs. The reason it's a big deal now is because nothing has gone right for 7 races in the playoffs for the regular season champ.
Yeah, the quest for clean air and what you're willing to give up to get it is the decision that James Small made. He knew his car wasn't going to be as fast, but he believed that the clean air would cure all. He believed clean air was the key, and if he got it, then he was going to be just fine. And he did see some cars put 2 tires on and do okay with 2 tires. So I'm sure that helped convince him that no tires was the way to go. But this quest for clean air, it has put drivers and crew chiefs in some unique situations. And that simply, he simply went to the well a little bit too deep trying to get it.
So, Steve, that begs the question, where does the 19 team go from here with 2 races left in the round of 8?
Well, they do what they did all last year, which is put one foot in front of the other. Last year was miserable. I'd have concern about this 19 team if they haven't got through perhaps the darkest valley, right? Missing the playoffs, going winless to come back and win the regular season. If I'm James Small, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm having some conversations with myself to make sure I have the confidence to make the same call this week. If I have to be the guy to make it, that's your job. And, the higher you move up the chain, the more your mistakes are seen. That's the world of being a crew chief. As far as the rest of the group, I think you admit your mistake and you circle the wagons and you remind everybody how bad it felt last year. We're in the playoffs. Don't let momentum die, Jeff. Don't let this momentum take us out of the playoffs. We got away with it. We're still there. Blaney's almost eliminated themselves with a rules infraction. We're now racing maybe 3 other cars for that spot. It's time to step up our game.
A lot of scar tissue. That's the problem and Steve alluded to it a moment ago. This has not been clean. The speed has been there. There was speed last year, but the execution, it's not been a clean relationship, in between Truex and Smalls. And I'm not saying that Smalls doesn't deserve to be a crew chief. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that there have been a lot of things that have happened that have created a lot of scar tissue. And you have to forget about it. Somehow you have a 2-race schedule. That's what this boils down to. It's a 2-race schedule. And you have got to find a way. Your whole season is over the next 2 races. You have got to find a way, driver, crew chief, team, everybody, to forget about everything else and remember that we're really good at what we do. Remember the good things about each other. Forget, don't just look at the bad and go into the next 2 races with tons of confidence. Even if it's manufacturer confidence, tons of confidence in each other. And like Steve said, the willingness for Martin to make a move without James questioning it, the willingness for James to make a decision without Martin questioning it. That's what they've got to do. They got to look at each other in the eye, say, yep, that was a bad call. But we got 2 races to go do. It's easy to say, guys, we've all had these issues in our lives. It's a whole nother thing to actually go do it, but that's what's going to be required.
Marty, why am I like I am? Why am I so high strung? Why am I so energetic? Why can I be a bunch? Because, be a lot for some people, because I was Jeff Gordon's crew chief. I mean, you know how hard it is to know that you dropped the ball. that you had a superstar, a Hall of Famer who did what he did. And that's what James Small has as a future Hall of Famer who was putting the drive in. Everyone in the organization did what they do. They put together a fast enough race car that James had a hand in. And then you're the guy that drops the ball. You're the guy that missed a free throw. You're the guy that, it is agonizing. And it takes a very special breed to climb back up there and put the headset on again. What I will say was this. There are a lot of people in the industry sitting on pit box next to crew chiefs who thinks they could do better. Well, when it's your time to push the button and make the call, it's a whole lot different than elbowing the guy next to you and giving a suggestion on what you should do.
So when the playoffs started, Steve, everybody had the 19 team in the championship 4. I want to hear from both of you. Are they still a championship 4 team right now?
My 4 haven't changed. One of them's in. Larson, Byron, Hamlin, Truex, Chislett, and Stone.
Yeah.
So is Truex going to outrun? Is he going to outrun Tyler Reddick on a consistent basis? Is he going to outrun Christopher Bell on a consistent basis? Are they going to gain more points than those guys? I don't see it. They haven't been. I mean, I show you got to show it to me. Like what, I don't care what you did 6 months ago. I could care less. What are you doing now? What have you done for me lately? That's where we are. It's a 2-race season. Like, where is it? What are the results? Like, I don't see it. So is Martin capable? Yeah. Is James Small capable? Yeah. There's no question about that. But they're not doing it. It's a result-driven sport, and it's what we do. It's what we do. It's what sports are all about. It's what makes them great. But they just have not found a way to bring it in the situations where it is required.
Thanks for watching NASCAR America Motormouths presented by Toyota.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.